Eddie Hearn continues to bash Deontay Wilder, says his upcoming pay-per-view with Luis Ortiz 2 will do 100 to 150,000 pay-per-view buys. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link, and it does help the channel. I am an affiliate. Listen, Eddie Hearn is first of all, the American takeover that he talked about last year has been disastrous. I believe his biggest fight is most likely in America. What's his name? Logan Paul versus KSI. Maybe that's the most success. That's the one that got the best promotion behind it from DAZN. So I'm going to say it's probably that one. Joshua got his American takeover, got slaughtered by Andy Ruiz. And Eddie Hearn will not let up. Like, he just keeps doing interviews. Link in the description. He was at the Logan Paul event, KSI fight, and was asked by ES News, link in the description, about Wilder Ortiz. And he says it's going to do 100 to 150,000 pay-per-view buys. Like, it's clear to see that Eddie Hearn is hating. It seems that Eddie Hearn is envious, and maybe things aren't going to a plan because he's constantly talking about other people's business. You know, naughty by nature, that OPP. You down with OPP? He's talking to the ES News also has another interview where Eddie Hearn says he's going to increase his offer for Charlo and Mikey Garcia. Now, Charlo, both of them, I just got an email from PBC. Jermel's about to do a press conference this week. So he's rematching Tony Harrison. That'll be happening this week. Then you have Jamal, who already has a fight with Dennis Hogan. So what is he talking about? Why are you talking about the Charlos? They both booked. We got to see what happens in the next fight. And before, you know, they didn't sign to you before. With how DAZN is looking, like literally Charlo specifically was upset that the DAZN telecast with Canelo, he was trying to watch the fight and the telecast was taking forever. And he was like, man, what's taking so long? Come on, where's Canelo? You know, maybe Charlo's not a UFC 244 fan, or maybe he just wanted to see pure boxing. And he was on Twitter talking to, like, he was a bit aggravated that the boxing world was made to wait and take a back seat to UFC. So after fiascos like that and Nonito Donaire and Inoue happening at 4:30 a.m. Pacific time, he's in Texas maybe. I think he lives in Cali too, but if he was in Texas, it would have been on at like 5:30 in the morning, right? Then the next week you do a YouTube extravaganza with Logan Paul and KSI 2. Why would they want to sign to DAZN now? You know, like DAZN is not necessarily, especially right now, in the biggest limelight amongst fans because of, you know, just the discretion and certain decisions that they've made with their boxing programming. Then he's mentioning Mikey Garcia, who is heavily being linked to either Manny Pacquiao. Yes, I want to fight my Mikey, you know, or possibly Danny Garcia. And with Errol Spence sidelined with his car accident, then I think that opens him. He's like, it opens it up, like it opens the market up. We know Errol Spence, Danny Garcia was supposed to be a thing. So it looks like everybody's remaining silent and working on, you know, at least with PBC, working on their next order of business. So it's mind-boggling to imagine that you have so much time to focus on signing. You're still talking about, like, it looks insane, to be honest. Eddie Hearn just did an interview, and he says he's did an interview with The Athletic. You guys could check it out. And he's talking about the one PBC fighter that he wants to fight. This is literally last week. Keep in mind, he says the one PBC fighter that he still wants to sign. And days later, at the KSI Logan Paul event in the Staples Center, you're talking about pitching offers to two people who have not previously been announced to fight for DAZN. So once again, let's recap. Eddie Hearn is just out here saying whatever. He did an interview with The Athletic, and he said there's only one PBC fighter that he really wants to still sign. A week later, he's talking about throwing offers to two guys who are fighting on PBC. You know, three really, because he said the Charlos, they're brothers, they're twins, so that's two of them. So it's really three. So, you know, this is a bad look. He also, you know, like I said Wilder's numbers are going to do 100 to 150,000. Meanwhile, DAZN's been out in America over a year, and we've heard the number. We didn't hear the numbers for Joshua Povetkin when they first came out. We didn't hear the numbers for Joshua Ruiz. We didn't hear Canelo Kovalev. We didn't hear KSI Logan Paul. At the time of me recording this video, Monday, I have not heard, Monday, November 11th, 2019, at the time of me recording this video, I have not heard or seen anyone publicize the viewership for KSI Logan Paul. So if it don't come out, then that's going to show us something, because the first fight was deemed a success. The numbers came out when it was on YouTube pay-per-view, which is easy to access. Unlike DAZN, some people are still confused about it, right? It did over 1 million. So they're not going to release it if it did under 1 million, which is, you know, could be the case. It looks like it, based on the fact that it wasn't, you know, they had the 300 sections in the Staples Center weren't sold out, you know. So it's really weird that Eddie Hearn seems to be so interested in everybody else's numbers with a rival company, yet he's not doing anything to reveal his own side's numbers. Like, when can we get some numbers for Canelo Kovalev? When can we get some numbers for KSI Logan Paul too? You said it broke the internet and stuff. Where are the numbers at? You know? And it's not just me. Kevin Iole recently released a tweet saying much of the same. And Kevin Iole is with Yahoo Sports. And once again, we control the narrative. New media. You see more and more people starting to grow fed up with the charades. And, you know, I think, why doesn't Eddie Hearn just mind his own? Kevin Iole, he says, DAZN is going to say they added huge subscribers, etc., but won't release their numbers. So until they do, whatever they say is meaningless. That's from Yahoo Sports. So the world sees it. You know, this new media stuff is spreading like wildfire. And to me, this is not a good way to do American takeover. We have an American champion in Deontay Wilder, and he's only getting bigger. And Fox has put out all this shoulder programming, which is doing great numbers, better than Canelo shoulder programming, and it's better content, like better created, better video production, and more thought out, meticulous, and you know, well done. And Eddie Hearn, yet and still, is not talking about any of that, but he's talking about PBC and PBC fighters and wanting to sign them, and, you know, basically wishful thinking. Wilder won't do 100 to 150,000, or he won't do greater than 100, 150,000, right? That's what you want to happen. But last year, Eddie Hearn just keeps getting it wrong, and this is like getting to the point of embarrassing. You're like laughing stock. He just said the Wilder Fury fight wasn't going to happen last year. So what can we do as boxing fans in America, where someone keeps bad mouthing what we got going on, American companies, someone from the UK, and nonstop they just keep getting it wrong? You know, at what point is enough enough? And Eddie Hearn likes to talk and do all these. You don't see somebody so like take as many L's as Eddie Hearn has recently, and the stuff that's important aren't being discussed on the DAZN telecast. They have a DAZN fighter, Danny Jacobs, fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who is with Al Heyman, I think, but he dodged a VADA test. They didn't even mention that one time on the telecast. Eddie Hearn's not mentioning Dillian White's B sample. He's not mentioning that he signed Triple G, and Triple G's likely to fight Camille Surzmeta in February if he can't get Canelo, or maybe as a tune-up, precaution before he fights Canelo. He's not talking about that, but he is talking about other people's numbers. So, you know, when people are focused more on you than their own business, that's probably an indication. You notice on my channel, I don't focus on what other YouTubers are doing. I don't mention them. I don't put their names in my title, but that's what people do to me. You know, they put my name in their title and metadata and description and mentioning what I said and making response videos or bashing me or, you know, whatever the situation may be. I don't do that because I'm focused on my brand and what I got going on and my progress. I want to thrive. You know, it don't matter what you do. I gotta make this work. So another L, bad look for Eddie Hearn. Let me know what you guys think. He says Wilder's gonna do 100 to 150,000. Like, Eddie Hearn should start doing like bets. You know, go to Vegas, and if you really believe that it's gonna do 100,000, bet some money. You know, bet that money. Wilder, his first fight camp on Fox, first time with Fox, he did the highest rated episode ever. And this is how I know Eddie Hearn doesn't really know the market. It's too late. You could say Wilder's ducking Dillian White and Joshua, who just got knocked out, and White's been knocked out. I mean, but I don't really know anyone that believes it. And Wilder has a lot of people behind him, like celebrities I'm talking about, like Loaded Lux and Genuine, like people Eddie Hearn doesn't even know about. So, you know, there's a lot of guys from the UK right now clout chasing Wilder, and they don't really understand America, obviously, because they don't understand that Wilder is becoming pop culture. Like, people know Wilder outside of just hardcore boxing fans. I have sometimes the like boxing fans that, you know, they just watch when Floyd's fighting or the bigger events, and they all know who Wilder is. So we'll see. We'll see what Wilder does when the numbers are. I just feel like, what does it have to do with Eddie Hearn? That's like, what? No matter if he do 2 pay-per-view buys, what that got to do with you? Sky Sports, DAZN, bad look. Let me know what you guys think. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.